everyone, Julian here. Today I'm going to show you how to make a full hard melodic track, Klangkuenstler, Karl Max style. As usual, you can get the full project file, samples, MIDI, presets. The entire template from this video is available at the top of the description on my website with my definitive techno sample library. That's what I'm going to be using for this video. This is the track template from it. It's this awesome techno sample library I made. I've got a discount code at the top of the description as well. It's got everything you need, all the drums, effects, synths, drum loops, and kick and bassline loops for all genres of techno. It's literally everything you need, plus this full track template. It's a great value. It's really going to help you get where you're trying to get. It's a great, solid bundle to just get started and make the best techno tracks of your life. If you've been struggling or you just need some new inspiration anywhere you're at in production, this is going to help you. Definitely make sure to grab it with the discount while that's available. Thanks for the support, everybody. Every little bit helps, and let's dive in. Alright, so we're at 144 BPM. I'm noticing things are getting faster later. I pushed it up a little bit. And the first thing we start with is the drums. Now, when you hear these drums on their own, obviously you can hear it all works really well just as like a techno groove. And I think that's one of the first things to talk about here is beyond just like how to make the sounds. It's like, you know, when you make these melodic tracks, it's not just the fact that it's melodic, and it's not just the fact that it's techno. It has, both of those have to be really good things. Like, the drums have to groove really well. Just like any techno track. It's not just going to be saved by the melodics. And then same thing with the melodics, like, those have to be beautiful too. On their own. And then when you put it all together, it just works really well. So we always start with a kick when you're making a track like this. We get this nice punchy rumble kick. This is from the sample library. I've got a bit of a subcut on this. Now this is something that's important with these, especially when you're talking about making a full track, is you want to make sure that you cut the sub on your kick. You want to cut out those frequencies that you're not really hearing, that would just add a lot of like boom, boom. And I'll show you why. So here is with this. Without it. You hear that limiter crunch when we turn it off? And then we turn it on and the whole thing's cleaner, and also it just kind of like sits, the groove sits better. It's not so weighed down by like so it's a very important thing. And then you also want to convert your kick to mono. So we always start with that, and then there's the hi-hat, right? You always want to get these two things going. This one is 3 hi-hats layered together. So we got this one, which is like the punch. This one, which adds like, right, kind of some body to it. And then this one, which is really adding some like attack and also a bit of high end. And then they all come together and create one really nice hi-hat. These are all from this library over here. A lot of times you gotta layer though, because you really want this main hi-hat to hit. So you gotta have kind of some different samples hitting the different frequency ranges. We got a snare from this library as well. Right, plus this ride. Nice 909 ride, high pass, a little bit of saturation. Just to make it a bit more punchy and full. And then we're high passing that. So we've got that, and then from there is where you can go and you can add a little bit more percussion. Like I always like to get these ones grooving. And then you can worry about. So we got these 2 different rave loops layered together. This one. And this one. You can hear they're both 2 very different things. This one's in the mid-range, this one's in the highs. And when you put them together, you get a lot of energy. And when you put that with that min, kind of like solid, that's what brings the whole thing to life, right? But you have to have that other stuff first. A lot of people want to worry about the rave loops, but it's like, those have to come after that main foundation, and that's how you're going to get them to sit so well. So what we got here is they're both just being high passed a little bit, and then there's this auto pan, which kind of makes it bounce off the kick. It makes it sound sidechain. So yeah, when you're making one of these tracks, like I said, you want to get these ready. All this has to be solid on its own. And really, I like to arrange the track with that first, too. Like, if you know how track arrangement works, or if you just look at like a track arrangement or listen to one, you can actually do it pretty easily with the drums, because that's really what carries this along, right? It's like this progression where you're starting out just the kick, bring in like a few of the drums, save these for the second drop. You know, it's all these little things, and you can do the whole arrangement just with the drums and then leave that break in the middle, right? So then we move up to the synths, and there's actually not that many for this kind of a track. What we're doing here is we basically mainly just got this respace and this lead, but you can hear these create a lot of melody and fill the track out really nicely on their own. And that's really the key to these tracks. It's like only a few elements, but they all fill up the whole frequency spectrum really well. So for the bass, this is doing this chord progression. It's a pretty simple progression. We're in the key of F minor, so we're going root note, 7th, 6th, 7th again, right? Kind of like. For the sound, we got these two layers of wavetable. It's this one, which is like this detuned Reese, but there's no unison, and then this one, which is the same thing with a ton of unison. So you get this really like full sound, 'cause you're getting the best of the unison and the best of the non-unison. We've got a bit of a low pass filter just being automated around throughout there. I've mapped both of those in the instrument rack here to a macro. We got a little bit of drum buzz to make it a bit fatter. High pass, bass mono, little cut at 100 Hertz every time the kick comes in to make a bit of room. And then this auto pan to make it sound like it's sidechained. Then we got the lead. So this one's really about the rhythm, right? You know, it's a pretty simple sound. Like if you look at it, you know, it's pretty much just a super saw, right? Just detuned Reese kind of sound with a low pass filter that's being automated. Some distortion and stuff, you know, pretty simple. Ultimate stereo widening rack, a little bit of this washout in the transitions, and then an auto pan. It's really the melody. And the secret to this is you can see it's the same progression that the bass had, where it's just that root note, 7th, 6th, back up, and then we're just creating this rhythm up top. Between F and F sharp. It's like you pick two notes to drone up top, and then you change the root notes, and that's how you get this really catchy. And yeah, I think a really big thing with that and with the respace is the way these low passes move throughout the track. You know, there's not much else, but you get a lot of action from these because you can see they're never in the same place twice. Like it's constantly. They sound different all throughout the track, no matter where you skip. The last melodic element we have is this little. So this is actually the synth loop. I'll show you. It started out like this. It's like this one here. I'll show you. I reversed it. Like that. And then I reversed it. Put it in key. And it's cool because I had to pitch it up a bit so you get a cool texture out of that. But yeah, just using like an audio loop like that and then reversing it is a cool way to create kind of like a pad or like, you know, just something a little bit different melodically without it just being that same old super saw sound design over and over. We got a bit of reverb, auto pan to make it bounce off the kick, and then a high pass. The only other thing we have in here is effects. These are all from this pack as well. So you can see there's not that much effects. I think that's something to really talk about is like, in these tracks, you know, it's really meant to be more like dark and warehousey and simple. You don't need all these different like transitions and snare rolls and stuff. But the little bit we do have is making a big difference at crucial times. Like here when it's just the kick, yeah. You can have that little stab and all that and stuff to keep it exciting. But then as we get into the track and there's more happening, like here there's barely any effects. And then again in the outro, well, there's not as much happening. So that's how you want to look at it. Like, use a few effects, but don't use so much that's going to get in the way of this melodic stuff. Yeah, so that's me for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed. As always, make sure to like this video as well as subscribe, and let me know what you think of this video in the comments. Like I said in the beginning, you can get this full project file, samples, MIDI, presets. The entire template is available at the top of the description on my website. Definitely grab that. The definitive techno sample library, it's right there. This is where this track template comes from. You get all these samples, everything you need for techno, all these different styles. It's a really, really great comprehensive sample library. You can get it with this discount for a very affordable price and take yourself to the next level this year. Give yourself a treat, help yourself out with making some better tracks this year. I promise if you grab this, you will not miss it. You will understand why it's so important, because it's got the best sounds here, and it really will take you to the next level. Thanks for the support, everybody, and I will see you tomorrow with another video.